Welcome back to another episode of Skyrim Scotch. I'm Blake, and today we're going to be delving into the world of Glen Scotia, 15 year single malt. Now, some interesting things to take away from this before we take our first neat sip is this whiskey is matured in American oak barrels. And I had a couple questions about this. Is this like wood from America that's made into barrels to age this whiskey? Or is this the tree's name is just American oak and they can get it across the seas? I don't know. I would love your input. If somebody knows the answer to that, that would be awesome. Leave it on the comment. I'll like it. Might even love it. But check out the color here. Now, last week we did Auchentoshan, right? And it was a deeper color than this. So right away this is a lighter color, a lighter golden honey, right? And immediately when you smell it, it's not as strong. It doesn't sting the nostrils as much. Supposedly you're supposed to be smelling citrus peels and ginger snaps. I like the idea of ginger snap, but ginger snap biscuits, but I'm not getting ginger snap. I'm getting closer to that gasoline. Singes the nostrils. 15 years must make a big difference. Vanilla oak, sea spray, spicy aromatic fruits. Maybe if you close your eyes, you can see the waves wrecking against the coast and like a lighthouse. I'm thinking of that like black and white movie with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. Yeah, I'll believe the sea spray. Very sea. And I say, let's dive right in to the neat pour.
No sign of life did flicker, and floods of tears she cried. All hope's lost, it can't be.
Wow. Right away you can feel that is strong. Oh man, that is something that you need to take very small sips. I think I burnt the roof of my mouth. I think the skin is falling off. Ooh, be careful when you drink this one, folks. This is not for the faint of heart. When they say will keep you warm on a winter's night, they're talking about this. Wow. I can't even get into the taste right now because it's so... I can feel it running down my spine. Remember a little trick here. If you hover over the quest and then you hit M, it'll show you where your quest is. So we have not made it that far yet. Oh, do I have to go to the stables and then go to Winterhold and then run there? I think that's our best course of action. I do think that Glen Scotia's analysis of their 15 year, that it is complicated.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
Ooh, that's right. We gotta do the Dawn Guard. Now the question is, which way do we go on the Dawn Guard? Do we kill the vampires? Or do we become... I don't know, leave your opinions in the comments. I'd love to give my fans what they want.
I can take you to any of the hold. Where do you want to go?
We need to go to Winterhold.
Climb and back and we'll be off.
Thank you, Seagar.
You ever met one of them cats?
I was talking to my dad. My dad watches
I hear
these.
this
Hi,
whole
Dad.
country's full of them
You're
down
awesome. And he was like, the silence is deadly. The silence like really ruins it. So I'm going to talk a lot more in this episode. And you can blame my father if it's annoying. Okay, I think we want to avoid the big snowy cat. I think you're gonna notice after the first... Oh, shiza! There's the big cat. See if we can get away from it. Oh, and there's a wolf. Oh, no. How do we Dean? Yeah, run from everybody. That's my motto. Oh, we could take that one. Oh, there's multiple. Let's do this. I think he's far enough away. But let's not stay to find out. Oh, and there was a dragon. Oh, they're hunting elk. Remember to quick save. So yeah, what I was saying is the dryness that comes after, even though it's a scotch, I haven't really associated the dryness with scotch before. So this is kind of a new taste for me. I know I'm supposed to taste the apricot, but I'm not getting the apricot. I don't really get the fruity flavors of a scotch when it's neat. I don't know, do you? Oh, do I have to go around this wall? Oh me god. Oh god, oh no. Oh no. Ice wraiths are not good either. Oh me god. Oh me god. Maybe we can get to Mercer and he'll fend them off. Oh me god, there's another one. Oh, why are there so many ice wraiths? There we go. Let's get him. Come on, Mercer. This is why Mercer's such a great companion. He can just tear these things apart. Like a blender or a cheese grater. He just shreds everything. And now, I get ice race teeth. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh.
Finally here. I've scouted the ruins and I'm certain Carlia is still inside. her horse. Don't worry, I've taken care of it. She won't be using it to escape. Let's get moving. I want to catch her inside while she's distracted. Take the lead. Just make certain you keep your eyes open. Carlia is as sharp as a blade. The last thing I need is you blundering into a trap and warning her that we're here.
Interesting. He wants me to take the lead. You think that's for my safety? How did Gallus die?
25 years ago, I was standing outside these very same ruins. Gallus told me to meet here, but he wouldn't say why. When I arrived, Gallus stepped from the shadows. Before he uttered a sound, an arrow pierced his throat. Before I could even draw my blade, her second arrow found its mark in my chest.
So, Carlia took on both of you? Who?
Carlia was a master marksman, and her greatest weapon was the element of surprise. I was lucky. She missed my heart by mere inches. I staggered away from the ruins and my vision began to blur. It's then that I realized the bitch had poisoned her arrows.
Alice.
The last thing I saw was Carlia dumping his body into an opening atop the ruins. An unceremonious end for a remarkable man. To this day, I've regretted allowing her to escape, even if it meant I had died trying. I owed Gallus that much.
Happened after Gallus died.
The guild was thrown into disarray. Several stepped up and tried to claim Gallus's former position as guildmaster. Sides quickly formed behind these men, and the Ratway became a bloodbath.
And you were a part of this.
I saw what they did to Gallus. I wanted to use the guild's resources to hunt down Carlia. The others didn't even care he was gone. Fortunately, I persevered, and the other groups were either killed or they left Skyrim.
What of Carlia?
The infighting had taken months to subside, which gave her time to go into hiding and carefully cover her tracks. I spent thousands of septims and used every contact at my disposal. But it was as if she had simply vanished. Like I said before, she was the best.
Tell me about Carlia.
She was a stubborn Dunmer. Always had to do everything her way. But she was also the best, bringing in more coin a month than some thieves heist in a year. Gallus trusted her too much and let her get too close.
So they had a relationship.
If you want to call it that, yes. Me? I think she was softening him for the kill. Gallus would call her his little nightingale. He was absolutely smitten by her. Greed? Jealousy? Spite? Who can say what drove her to such an iniquitous act? One thing's certain, I intend to find out before she draws her last breath.
One last thing. Isn't murder the Dark Brotherhood's territory?
I have a long-standing arrangement with the Dark Brotherhood. If I need someone in the guild taken care of, we do it ourselves. We both agree it's best to keep these matters in-house.
Alright,
See Carlia, don't hesitate. Kill her.
after me then. So I know there are some players that at this point of the game would go on to other quests because guess what? You get Mercer Frey as your companion, and he is one of the best weapons in the game. So if you choose to do that, get to this point early and then take him with you as you go.
They say that these ancient Nordic burial mounds are sometimes impenetrable. This one doesn't look too difficult. Quite simple, really. I don't know what the fuss is about these locks. All it takes is a bit of know-how, not a lot of skill. That should do it.
save. Have any raisins? Done.
Stench in here. This place smells of death. Be on your guard.
Look at this trap. Get in. When those are gonna burst. Carlisle took
Pull the
care
chain
of.
over there and watch out for the spikes. Looks like Carlisle reset all of the traps.
And killed all the Drugar.
There's little time for talk. What do you want?
Whew, that looked deadly. Ooh, this one.
What was that? Your evil attempt to hide. Nothing! Something. Nothing!
These traps.
You've just written your own episode.
Are we missing a door back here? Excellent sword.
You're quite noisy for someone who claims to be a thief.
Can you? Okay, what is happening? Blocking my path?
That will be my triumph. Mine! Here.
restoration. Ooh, that was a good one. Must have hit a crit. There's another good one.
What was that?
That was nothing.
Who's there? How disappointing.
Wow. This is really no joke. Like, that is a strong single malt 15 year. If you, honestly, I think that sea spray crashing against the waves of the sea, crashing against the rocks, if you want something that intense, this is the one. Think they'll find their way up to me? I'm not convinced. It's a pretty good position to just snipe at everybody. Right, we got a level. I think this time we're looking for... Oh, we need to get alchemy to rank 30. That'll take a while. Let's see then. Oh, just add a couple more. Doing a dual casting. I need descending lights. Yeah, I think Spirit Tutors and Sacred Guardian.
Bone chimes. Clever. Something here.
Here we go, baby. That was a slaughter. I am all toasty. Ooh, is this a new book? Love the way they're like attached to the spikes. Brutal. Brutal. Okay, did they even know we were here? What? Oh God. Ow. Come on, Mercer. Wow, I'm getting no aggro. This is awesome. Another one? We're really getting a lot of gold. How's that scotch treating you? Okay. That time. Whoa, that was a deep one. That time I definitely tasted the fruitier notes. What was that, like the third or fourth sip? Here we go.
Always was a nimble minx.
Next level.
Slipping past these Draugr must have been child's play for her.
You got any more stories to tell? Okay.
There's little time for talk. What do you want?
Listen, pal, I'm not the one talking to you. What? Did he just kill that one in one hit? Damn. Here we go. Got some aggro. Like I said, Mercer's a machine. Sick. Mercer gets really loud when he fights. You notice that? Ooh, are these gonna wake up everybody? Ooh, did that while healing. You like that? That was dope. I've just learned that you get more XP when you fight everybody and run into things. So why not? Whoa! Another trap. Rigged it to trigger that one.
We're on the right track. She's been through here as well.
Oh! Woo! There we go. Slowly but surely. Oh, how did that guy hit me? Oh, you want to use your shouts? Oh, that didn't work. Oh! Turned around and just whacked me. I think I just nailed. Ow! sneak. Alright, demolition job. Silent roll. Next one. Sneak attacks is pretty good. Almost there with conjuration. Alright, I think we gotta save this one. Whoa!
Let's go!
There we go. It's teamwork right there. Think we got a new spell. Yeah, Soul Trap. It also sounds like there is a wall nearby. There it is. Go get that word. That triggered late after the battle. Oh, here we go. New one. Alright. Let me wet my lips. Ice. Chitin. By Palladius Spatek. The tale dates to the second year of 855 of the Second Era, after General Talos had taken the name Hyber Septim and begun his conquest of Tamriel. One of his commanding officers, Beatia of Ilios, had been surprised in an ambush while returning from a meeting with the Emperor. She and her personal guard of 5 soldiers barely escaped and were separated from the army. They fled across the desolate, sleet-painted rocky cliffs by foot. The attack had been so sudden they had not even the time to don armor or to get to their horses. If we can get to the Gorvik Ridge, hollered Lieutenant Ascotus, gesturing toward a peak off in the mist, his voice barely discernible over the wind, we can meet the legion you stationed in Pornak. Beatia looked across the craggy landscape, though the wind swept hoary trees and shook her head. Not that way. We'll be struck down before we make it halfway to the mountain. You can see their horses breathe through the trees. Well, imagine that, seeing that horse breath in that cold morning as they're... She directed her guard toward a ruin of an old keep, the frozen isthmus of Nerone across from the Bay of Gorvik Ridge. Jutting out on a promontory of rock, it was like many other abandoned castles in the northern Skyrim, remnants of Raymond Cyrodiil's protective shield against the content of Akavir. As they reached their destination and made a fire, they could hear the army of the war chiefs of Dawnstrar behind them, making camp on the land southwest, blocking the only escape but the sea. The soldiers assessed the stock of the keep, while Beatia looked out to the fog-veiled water through the casement of the ruin. She threw a stone, watching it skip across the ice, trailing puffs of mists before it disappeared with a splash into a crack in the surface. No food or weaponry to be found, Commander, said Lieutenant Escutus reported. There's a pile of armor in storage, but it's definitely taken on the elements over the years. I don't know if it's salvageable at all. We won't last long here, Beatia replied. The Nords know that we'll be vulnerable when night falls, and this old rock won't hold them off. If there's anything in the keep we can use, find it. We have to make across the ice floe ridge. After a few minutes of searching and matching pieces, the guards presented two very grimy, scuffed, and cracked suits of chitin armor. Even the least proud of the adventurers and pirates who had looted the castle over the years had thought the shells of chitin beneath their notice. The soldiers did not dare to clean them. The dust looked to be the only adhesive holding them together. They won't offer us much protection. Just slow us down, grimaced Escutus. If we run across the ice as soon as it gets dark, anyone who can plan and execute an ambush like the war chiefs of Dawnstraar will be expecting that. We need to move quickly now, before they are any closer. Beatia drew a map of the bay in the dust, and then a semicircular path across the water, an arc stretching from the castle to Gorvik Ridge. Men should go the long way, across the bay like so. The ice is thick. There are a ways from the shoreline. There are a lot of rocks for cover. You're not staying behind to hold the castle? Of course not. Beatia shook her head and drew a straight line from the castle to the closest shore across the bay. I'll take one of the chitin suits and try across the water here. If you don't see or hear me when you've made it to land, don't wait. Just get to Poranak. Lieutenant Escutus tried to dissuade his commander. He knew that she would never order one of her men to perform the suicidal act of diversion. That all would die before reaching Gorvik Ridge if the war chief's army were not distracted. He could find only one way to honor his duty, protect his commanding officer. It was not easy convincing Commander Beatia that he should accompany her. Last, she relented. The sun hung low but still cast a diffused glow, illuminating the snow with a ghostly light. When the 5 men and 1 woman slipped through the boulders beneath the castle to the water's frozen edge, Beatia and Escutus moved carefully and precisely, painfully aware of each dull crunch of chitin against the stone. At the commander's signal, the 4 unarmed men dashed toward the north across the ice. When her men reached the first fragment of cover, a spiral of stone jutting a few yards from the base of the promontory, Beatia turned to listen for the sound of the army above. Nothing but silence. They were still unseen. Escutus nodded, his eyes through the helm showing no fear. The commander and her lieutenant stepped onto the ice. When Beatia had surveyed the bay from the castle ramparts, the crossing closest to the shore had seemed like a vast, featureless plain of white. Now that she was down on the ice, it was even more flat and stark. The sheet of mist rose only up to their ankles, but it billowed up as their approach to the hand of nature itself was pointing out their presence to the enemies. They were utterly exposed. It came almost as a relief when Beatia heard one of the war chief's scouts whistle to signal his masters. They didn't have to turn around to see if the army was coming. Sounds of galloping hooves and the crash of the trees giving way was very clear over the whistling wind. Beatia wished she could risk a glance to the north to see if her men were hidden from view. She didn't dare. She could hear Escutus running to her right, keeping pace, breathing hard. He was used to wearing heavier armor, but the chitin joints were so brittle and tight from years of disuse, it was all he could do to bend them. The rocky shore to the ridge still looked an eternity away when Beatea felt and heard the first volley of arrows. Most struck the ice at their feet with sharp, cracking sounds, but a few nearly found home, ricocheting off their backs. She silently offered a prayer of thanks to whatever anonymous shellsmith, now long dead, had crafted the armor. They continued to run. At first, the rain of arrows was quickly followed by a second and a third. "Thanks, Stenda," as Cuttis gasped. "There was only leather in the keep. We'd be pierced through and through. Now if only it weren't so rigid." Beatea felt her own armor joints begin to set, her knees and hips finding more and more resistance with every step. There could be no denying it. They were drawing closer to the shore. They were running much more slowly. She heard the first dreadful gallop of crunch of the army charging across the floe toward them. The riders were cautious on the slippery ice, not driving their horses at full speed, but Beatea knew that they would be upon the two of them soon. The old chitin armor could withstand the bite of a few arrows, but not the lance driven with the force of a galloping horse. The only great unknown was time. The thunder of beating hooves was deafening behind them when Ascatus and Beatea reached the edge of the shore. The giant, jagged stones that strung around the beach blockaded the approach. Beneath their feet, the ice sighed and crackled. They could not stand still, run forward, nor run back. Straining against the tired metal in the armor joints, they took 2 bounds forward and flew at the boulders. The first landing on the ice sounded an explosive crack. When they rose for the final jump, it was on a wave of water so cold it felt like fire through the thin armor. As Cuttis' right hand found purchase in a deep fissure, Beatea gripped with both hands, but her boulder was slick with frost. Faces pressed against the stone, they could not turn to face the army behind them. But they heard the ice splintering, the soldiers cry out in terror for just an instant. Then there was no sound but the whining of the wind and the purring lap of the water. A moment later, there were footsteps on the cliff above. The 4 guardsmen had crossed the bay. There were 2 to pull Beatea up from the face of the boulder, and another 2 for Ascatus. They strained and swore at the weight, but finally they had their commander and her lieutenant safely on the edge of the Gorvik Ridge. "Mara, that's heavy for light armor." "Yes," smiled Beatea, warily. Looking back over the empty, broken ice floe, the cracks radiating from the parallel paths she and Ascatus had run. "Sometimes that's good." Gotta respect that. Epic story. I love me a good last charge of hope. Gotta wet my lips after that one. Cheers.
Without the matching claw, they're normally impossible to open, since I'm certain Carlyle away with it, we're on our own. Fortunately, these doors have a weakness. We know how to exploit it. Quite simple, really. Carlisle is close, I'm certain. Now let's get
So how do I learn how to pick these locks without the dragon claws?
What is it?
Alright, you know what time it is. With drops of water.
Quietly encrypted new horror insanity ring and still the first.
Cheers.
Do you honestly think your arrow will reach me before my blade finds your heart?
Give me a reason to try.
You're a clever girl, Carlisle. Buying Golden Glow Estate and funding Honningbrew Meadery was inspired.
To ensure an enemy's defeat, you must first undermine his allies. It was the first lesson Gallus taught us.
You always were a quick study.
Not quick enough, otherwise Gallus would still be alive.
Gallus had his wealth and he had you. All he had to do was look the other way.
Did you forget the oath we took as Nightingales? Did you expect him to simply ignore your methods?
Enough of this mindless banter. Come, Carlisle. It's time for you and Gallus to become reunited.
I'm no fool, Mercer. Crossing blades with you would be a death sentence. But I can promise the next time we meet, it will be your undoing.
How interesting. It appears Gallus's history has repeated itself. Carlisle has provided me the means to be rid of you, and this ancient tomb becomes your final resting place. But you know what intrigues me the most? The fact that this was all possible because of you. Farewell. I'll be certain to give Brynjolf your regards.
Savage. I hate nothing more than betrayal.
Easy. Easy. Don't get up so quickly. How are you feeling?
Hold on. You shot me.
No. I saved your life. My arrow was tipped with a unique paralytic poison. It slowed your heart and kept you from bleeding out. Had I intended to kill you, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Why save me?
My original intention was to use that arrow on Mercer, but I never had a clear shot. I made a split-second decision to get you out of the way, and it prevented your death.
I am in your debt.
I realize. The poison on the arrow took me a year to perfect. I only had enough for a single shot. All I had hoped was to capture Mercer alive.
Why capture Mercer alive?
Mercer must be brought before the guild to answer for what he's done. He needs to pay for Gallus's murder.
How will you prove it now?
My purpose in using Snowvale Sanctum to ambush Mercer wasn't simply for irony's sake. Before both of you arrived, I recovered a journal from Gallus's remains. I suspect the information we need is written inside. I wish I knew. The journal is written in some sort of language I've never seen before. Enther. Gallus' friend at the College of Winterhold. Of course. The only outsider Gallus trusted with the knowledge of his Nightingale identity. There were 3 of us. Myself, Gallus, and Mercer. We were an anonymous splinter of the Thieves' Guild in Riften. Perhaps I'll tell you more about it later. Right now, you need to head for Winterhold with the journal and get the translation. Here, take these as well. They may prove useful for your journey.
Some poisons. Nice. Can't you come with me to Winterhold?
I'm afraid not. There are preparations to make, and Gallus' remains to lay to rest. I promise to join you there as soon as I can.
Why didn't you kill Mercer?
Mercer lied to the guild, branded me a murderer, and slandered my name across his network of contacts. For 25 years I ran, never sleeping in the same place twice and carefully covering my tracks. Mercer doesn't need to die. He needs to feel the cold sting of fate as his life crumbles in front of him and he's hunted by the guild.
Why not have a choice next time?
I can promise you, if it comes to that, and my back's to the wall, I won't hesitate.
Tell me about Gallus.
He was a scholar, a master thief, and a natural leader. Everyone respected him and followed him without question. It was Gallus who inducted me into the Nightingales, and honed my skills to a razor-sharp point. I owe everything to him. We were very close. Gallus once said he felt comfortable around me, able to let his guard down. I can't help but think that I'm responsible for what happened to him.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Remember, speak only to Anther. Trust no one else.
Okay. What the hell is this language?
Please. Look. Much time. What is it?
Alright, I'm going. Would that be illusion or alteration? Oh, you know what? I don't need to run anymore because, boom, I've been there before. And like I keep saying, even with a drop of water, it opens up the sweeter
You're not a
notes.
thief trying to
So
rob,
I can
right?
taste, you know, like the apricot aromas that are in the fruit salad. Blah, blah, blah. But it is sweeter and fruitier.
Unless you're
Yeah,
bringing me.
can I help
another
you with
round.
anything else? Carlia? Then she's finally found it. Do you have Gallus's journal?
This is why people have a
A problem? Let me see it. No, this is just like Gallus. A dear friend, but always too clever for his own good. He's written all of the text in the Falmer language. No. However, I know someone who might. The court wizard of Markarth, Calselmo, may have the materials you need to get this journal translated. Word of warning, Calselmo is a fierce guardian of his research. Getting the information won't be easy.
What can you tell me about Gallus?
He was a dear friend of mine, and a surprisingly astute pupil of academia. I was devastated when he was killed. I suppose that risk always coexisted with his line of work. I just never thought his luck would run out.
He was an academic, yet he chose a different path. Why?
For the thrill, of course. He was quite clear that he felt more in his element climbing through a window rather than hunched over a dusty tome.
How did you meet him?
Yes, quite an amusing anecdote, actually. I caught him trying to break into my laboratory. I was about to show him the error of his ways when he made a curiously astute comment about my research notes. I was astounded, and in turn it led to a conversation. Who'd have imagined it would lead to such a strong friendship? In the time before man, they were known as the Snow Elves. They lived in the sunlight and had a very prosperous society. Yes, I would say their culture quite possibly rivaled our own.
What drove them underground?
The Nords went to war with the Falmer in the First Era. Killed them by the thousands to drive them from their snowy homeland. The Falmer retreated underground and forged an uneasy alliance with the dwarves who ended up betraying them. This betrayal made them what they are now. Horrible, blind monstrosities with a burning hatred of any but their own kind.
Sound more like victims to me.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Forgive me. I've lost several close friends to the Falmer, and it tends to distort my view. If you wish to learn more about them, you're welcome to my tome on the subject. Should be on my table.
Why did Gallus scribe his journal in Falmer?
Besides the fact that there are only a handful of people in Tamriel that even recognize the language, I'm fairly certain he was planning some sort of a heist that involved a deep understanding of the Falmer language. Sadly, we never had the opportunity to speak about the details.
Where did he acquire the knowledge to use it?
Ironically, I pointed him in the same direction I pointed you, to Markarth and Calselmo. I'm only hoping whatever means he used to learn the language will still be available to you.
Me too.
Calselmo is stubborn as a mule. Be careful when you speak to him.
The mages don't let us go into college. They said it's not safe in there.
I don't deal with any college applicants these days, so don't bother asking.
Yes?
Need something?
Oh, strange. I thought I clicked. Yeah, guess
Want
that's a
something
glitch.
from me?
Need
Alright, so let's see. Speak with Calselmo.
anything?
What's our inventory? We're okay. I think there's a fence over here. Oh no, that's alchemy. Great. I can probably use their alchemy table to level that up a bit more. There we go. Alchemy table, alchemy lab. Amazing. Alright, that was quick and dirty. Do they also have an enchanter's thing? No.
Good afternoon.
No. I think there is a fence in here. I don't see the shadow mark though, do you? White flakes.
Got something for just about everybody here. Give a holler if you have any questions. Please, come and browse our goods.
What do you give me for these?
I give special rates to members of the Thieves Guild. Show me what you've got.
See if she has anything good. I mean, I don't want to spend too much money because I don't know, I feel like you really want to save it for buying property. But maybe that's just me. You want as many places to rest and get that well-rested feet as possible. Yeah, she's just really good to sell to.
Swift hunting.
Okay. Let's get going. Scotch, scotch, scotch. I love scotch. Hey, where's the carriage? Huh. Do they not have it? Let's see, have I been to Markarth? Or is it Morthal? Yeah. Yeah, I have been to Markarth. Mora. Oh! What the heck? Oh my god, is burning the other one alive? What is this guy doing?
I die for my people.
Everyone stay back. Marco City Guard have this all under control. There are no Forsworn here.
I mean the Forsworn.
He was after Margaret.
We'll handle things from here.
Gods. A woman attacked right on the streets. Are you alright? Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I was right there. He almost killed me.
I hope the aid give you more peace in the future. Oh, I think you dropped this. Some kind of note. Looks important.
Is this your note? What does this mean?
My note? No, that's yours. Must have fallen out of your pocket.
You know anything about that attack?
No. I was just getting some fresh air. Had one too many pints of mead at the Silver Blood Inn.
Oh, a pint of mead. Now that's a dream.
Until next time.
We'll handle things from here.
Well, I've got a mission. Doesn't look like much of a singer. Doesn't look like much of a singer. I can't believe I'm already level 15. Does that not seem fast to you?
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
Typical Imperial lies. First, you take away Talos. Now you're keeping us from seeing our honored dead? You and the Jarl will answer for any desecration of my ancestors' bodies.
That's enough, Thongvor. We're done.
Alright. I mean.
What are you doing here? The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards. The Cell? The ruins underneath Markarth? The wealth of artifacts that I've based 2 human lifetimes of research on? You idiot! Do you even know who I am? The most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. And you people keep bothering me. I'm sorry, I got too excited. I'm in the middle of some very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you? Then you were well informed. I am at this very moment on the cusp of completing my magnum opus on the subject. I'm calling it Calselmo's Guide to the Falmer Tongue. It will revolutionize the way we understand those ancient beings.
Perhaps I could view your work.
Preposterous! That research represents years of personal toil in some of the most dangerous Dwemer ruins in Skyrim. You must be mad to think I'd allow anyone to see it before it's completed.
But I'm a great admirer of your work.
While I appreciate the sentiment, I still have to decline. Being an admirer, I'm sure you can appreciate the need to keep my research a secret.
What will it cost to change your mind?
I'm not certain how many scholars you're accustomed to dealing with, but I can assure you that personal wealth is our lowest priority.
Grant me access.
Do you realize that at a snap of my fingers, I can bring the entire Markarth City Guard to my defense? You best rethink this course of action, or you may find yourself on the executioner's block.
Jesus. Get it. Maybe I'll come back later.
Very well. Perhaps when my research is complete, I'll feel more comfortable discussing my findings with you.
Oh, there's an enchanter station, right?
I have things to study. What is it?
Oh, what? I can't do any of these?
The artifacts I've discovered in this Zell will make history.
Halt. The Dwemer Museum isn't open to anyone without the court wizard's permission. It means Dwarven Museum. Lost race of people that built the city. You want to know more? Ask Calsimo. He's usually in front of the ruins, just down the tunnel.
Hey. Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, let's walk in the other way. I think we're in the clear. Oh. No! No!
Pay with your blood.
What? I'm not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. I just want... Did you see that? I'm not gonna question it. Because... you don't question when good fortune happens to you. You just accept it. It's a gift. Gift to the foes of Mordor. Why not use this ring? What was that from? Shh, sneak. It's gas on the Uncle Calselmo got back from Mizir's left yesterday. Lots of artifacts this trip. Even brought me something. A spider that didn't completely shatter when the guards smashed it. He wants me to get it working again. My first big research project. Spider Centurion Research Week 1. I've reassembled the spider with some spare parts from the museum. All the joints moved. Not just on their own. Uncle says the spider needs a control system with the right electro-harmonic signature. The guards are out looking for one now. Spider Centurion Research Week 2. After yesterday's incident, I assembled the staff to hold the crystal. It actually works. When you use the staff, it creates a beacon of some kind, and the spider walks over to it. Better yet, it doesn't attack everyone on site now. Spider Centurion Research Week 3. Apparently, it will attack not just on site during this morning's experiment. One of the newer guards was stated and drew his sword, and he was dead before anyone could react. Did it actually detect hostile intent? Spider Centurion Research Week 4. Further testing confirms that the spider seems to detect the intent of its controller in some way. Last week, it tried to defend me from a threat. This week, I snapped at a guard who interpreted my latest test, and it lashed out at him. Fascinating! Spider Centurion Research Week 5. No one appreciates my work. Uncle Calselmo is buried with his Falber research. Doesn't have any time to help me with spiders anymore. The guards are all afraid of it. I keep telling them it's harmless, is keep it under control, but there's been too many accidents. They just don't believe me. I want to show the Jarl, but I can't seem to get the spider to leave the lab. It just looks like it's the controlled crystal only works up here. Maybe if I can reattune the enchantment. Okay. It's a bunch of... Oop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, scheisse. I didn't mean to take that. Ah, okay. I mean, he's moving? Alright. This is what happens when you randomly click on shit, folks. It's the wizard's god. Come on. Come on, puppy. Come on. Come on. There you go. Oh, he's so cute, though. I want one now. See if I can hit it with... Oh shit, already dead? Damn, this thing wrecks! You good puppy. Look at those little legs! He's a good boy! Ooh, what does that do? Oh! Oh! Oh, I just killed the puppy. No! No! Oh, God. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? He out of whiskey? You know what that means. Pour over ice. Okay, let's see if we can sneak past these guys. No, no.
Everyone, fall back! Run for it! No, it can't be happening.
You will all die. Yes. The power. The glory. We'll read that one later. We're in a moment of high action. We need to go up there, but let me check down here first. Oh, that's the beginning. Oh, right on. I do like the way these maps are generated. reading that one later, too. The Cremavarium. Oh, you'll know why I'm doing this in a bit. Moment of truth. Might as well drink to this.
Accidents like this don't just happen. Someone is trying to sabotage my uncle's research.
All right. If there is a thief,
Someone
he
there?
won't leave this tower
Hear
alive.
something?
But shouldn't we inform Master Calcelmo?
Must be my imagination. What was that? Never should have come here.
Oh shit. Am I about to die? No. No. Remember the trick. Hit M, it'll take you right to your quest objective on the map.
Hmm?
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything. Take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
The mages don't let us go into college. They said it's not safe in there.
Oh, so this is where Empire lives.
We haven't much time for discussion. But what
Back,
did you-
eh? And how is our friend Calcelmo?
Awful. This should help translate Gallus' journal.
I suppose it would be inappropriate of me to ask how you obtained this, so I simply won't. A rubbing, eh? Odd. I expected notes. I understand. Now, let me take a good look at this. Over here, please. This is intriguing, but highly disturbing. It appears that Gallus had suspicions about Mercer Frey's allegiance to the Guild for months. Gallus had begun to uncover what he calls an unduly lavish lifestyle replete with spending vast amounts of gold on personal pleasures.
Does the journal say where this wealth came from?
Yes, Gallus seems certain that Mercer had been removing funds from the Guild's treasury without anyone's knowledge.
Anything else, Enther? Anything about the Nightingales?
Yes, here it is. The last few pages seem to describe the failure of the Nightingales, although it doesn't go into great detail. Gallus also repeatedly mentions his strong belief that Mercer desecrated something known as the Twilight Sepulchre.
Shadows preserve us, so it's true.
I'm not familiar with the Twilight Sepulchre. What is it? What's Mercer Frey done?
I'm sorry, Enther. I can't say. All that matters is we deliver your translation to the Guild immediately. Farewell, Enther. Words can't express.
It's all right, Carlia. You don't have to say a word. Listen, all I want is the truth to be revealed to the Guild. They respected Carlia, and she deserves better. Do whatever you can, and I'd consider it a personal favor.
Thank you, Enther.
If you ever manage to gain entry to the college, and you find trying to rid yourself of stolen goods becoming a burden, come visit me. I've been known to handle items of questionable interest from time to time, and I'll see what I can do.
More can a guy ask for? What can you tell me about Gallus?
He was a dear friend of mine, and a surprisingly astute pupil of academia. I was devastated when he was killed. I suppose that risk always coexisted with his line of work. I just never thought his luck would run out. For the thrill, of course. He was quite clear that he felt more in his element climbing through a window rather than hunched over a dusty tome.
Oh, I feel like we've talked about this.
Yeah. I was about to I was astounded, and in turn it led to a conversation. Who would have imagined it would lead to such a strong friendship?
We must hasten
If you
to
have
lift it
further
before Mercer
need
can
of
do
me,
any
you
more
can find
damage
me
to
in the
Guild.
college.
Gallus' journal mentioned the Twilight Sepulchre.
You've come this far, so I see no harm in concealing it any longer. The Twilight Sepulchre is the temple to Nocturnal. It's what the Nightingales are sworn to protect with their lives.
Why does it require that type of protection?
Everything that represents Nocturnal's influence is contained within the walls of the Sepulchre. Now it seems Mercer's broken his oath with Nocturnal and defiled the very thing he swore to protect.
Thieves and temples. Doesn't quite add up.
I felt the same way when Gallus first revealed these things to me. I think given time you'll understand what I mean. As a Nightingale, I've been sworn to secrecy regarding the Sepulchre. I know the Guild doesn't do much to foster faith, but I'm going to have to ask that you continue to trust me. I'll make for Riften and scout the situation, see if I can discover what Mercer's up to. When you're ready, meet me at the Ragged Flagon. In the meantime, I wanted you to have this. It belonged to Gallus, but given the circumstances, I think he'd approve. If the Guild isn't willing to listen to reason, you might have to.
Nightingale Blade. Looks like we're going back to the Ragged Flagon.
Are you in trouble? Is Is that why you're hiding like that?
Fucking kids, I swear to God. Swear to God.
Just say the word if you need a drink or something to eat.
We're here to teach you a lesson.
My father said the elephant
Shit.
What do you need?
I'll sell just about anything if it's worth my time.
Ricky!
Keep that in mind.
What?
Did you know that most of Winterhold fell into the sea?
There's only one, huh? Alright, we're here to teach you a lesson. Sounds like we're meeting Carlisle at the Ragged Flagon. Heavy rain.
I'm glad you're here. I think some of these people are beginning to suspect who I am. Are you ready to face the guild?
Let's do this. I'm ready. Let's go.
Keep your eyes open. I'm not sure what to expect when we enter the cistern.
You better have a damn good reason to be here with that murderer.
Please, lower your weapons so we can speak. I have proof that you've all been misled.
No tricks, Carlisle, or I'll cut you down where you stand. Now what's this so-called proof you speak of?
I have Dallas's journal. I think you'll find its contents disturbing.
Let me see. No, it can't be. This can't be true. I've known Mercer too long.
It's true, Brynjolf. Every word. Mercer's been stealing from the guild for years, right under your noses.
There's only one way to find out if what the lass says is true. Albeit. I'll need you to open the vault.
No more Scott.
Wait just a blessed moment, friend. What's in that book? What did it say?
It says Mercer's been stealing from our vault for years. Gallus was looking into it before he was murdered.
How could Mercer open up a vault that needs 2 keys? It's impossible. Can he pick his way in?
That door has the best puzzle locks money can buy. There's no way it can be picked open.
You didn't need to pick them up.
What's she on about?
Use your key on the vault, Delvin. We'll open it up and find out the truth.
I've used my key, but the vault's still locked up tighter than a drum. Now use yours.
It's gone. Everything's gone. Get in here, all of you.
The gold. It's yours. It's all gone.
That son of a bitch. I'll kill him.
Vex, put it away, right now. We can't afford to lose our heads. We need to calm down and focus.
Do what he says, Vex. This ain't helping right now.
Fine. We do it your way. For now.
Delvin, Vex, watch the flagon. If you see Mercer, come tell me right away.
If I see Frey, I'll pluck his eyes from his skull with my bare hands.
Look, before I help you track Mercer down, I need to know what you learned from Carlia. I mean, everything. Look, before I help you track Mercer down, I need to know what you learned from Carlia. I mean, everything.
Mercer killed Gallus, not Carlia.
I feared that was the case. From that last entry in Gallus's diary, it looks like he was getting close to exposing Mercer to the Guild. Anything else?
Carlia, Gallus, and Mercer were nightingales.
What? Nightingales? But I always assumed they were just a tale. A way to keep the young footpads in line. Was there anything else she told you?
Carlia was behind Golden Glow and Honeybrew.
Trying to make Mercer look bad in front of Maven, eh? Clever lass. Was there anything else?
That's it?
Then I have an important task for you. I need you to break into Mercer's home and search for anything that could tell us where he's gone.
He has a house in Riften?
Aye. A gift from the Blackbriars after they kicked the previous family out. A place called Riftweald Manor. He never stays there, just pays for the upkeep on it. Hired some lout by the name of Bold to guard the place.
I'll take care of it.
Be careful, lad. This is the last place in Skyrim I'd ever want to send you. Just find a way in, get the information and leave. And you have permission to kill anyone that stands in your way.
What's missing from the vault?
Better question would be, what did he leave? Mercer took everything. Even all of our plans are gone.
That's for what?
Before Mercer took over, Gallus started collecting every bit of material he could on locations the Guild could heist. Museums, keeps, estates, you name it. By the time Mercer took over the Guild, we must have had a few dozen.
How could anyone have opened the vault door alone?
I don't have a clue. That door is impenetrable. Without 2 keys, it's impossible to open. I have a key, Delvin has a key, and Mercer has a key. That's it. There are no other copies.
What's the best way to get into Riftfield Manor?
Good question. I've only set foot inside a few times myself, and that was in Mercer's company. If you can get past his trained watchdog, I think your best bet might be the ramp to the second floor balcony in his backyard.
I don't suppose the ramp is easy to access.
No. It's some sort of crazy contraption Mercer commissioned for quick escapes. I'd wager a well-placed shot at the ramp's mechanism would lower it in a hurry.
You mentioned a watchdog.
That'd be bald. A real piece of work, that one. Mercer's holding something over his head, keeping him loyal. Talk to Vex. She used to know him very well, if you catch my meaning.
I do.
Careful at Mercer's place. I don't want to lose anyone else in that madman.
Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Skyrim and Scotch. My name is Blake. Please like the video, subscribe, tell your friends, comment, give me suggestions for scotch to try. I will say that the Glen Scotia is a very artisanal scotch. So if you are of the faint of heart, I wouldn't venture down this path. But if you are a true scotch lover, this will be the next level to your journey. So please, buy Glen Scotia's 15-year, tell your friends, take small sips, let it roll over your tongue. This is a small pour, long drink kind of scotch. So, drink. The faint of heart are not ready for this. My tongue feels numb by the end of drinking. Enjoy. I've enjoyed this time. Next time on Skyrim and Scotch, we may get to the skeleton key. Hopefully, because that's the goal. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.